Here's an issue I hear a lot is, we want to do social media. We want to check Facebook. We want to do that. So let me go back here. Back in the good old days, you could take pictures at a party and they weren't going to show up anywhere and you never see them again in a couple years. Well, nowadays, these bright young people whose parents are spending a fortune on college are putting everything on the internet. And so employers say, yeah, we want to know. We want to know what's out there on these people. And there are some issues. You don't even know that information might not have been put out there by that person. You don't know what how reliable it is. But people say, we want to check their Twitter accounts. We want to check Facebook, MySpace, whatever they've got, and see what they're doing in their personal life. See if they've had any problems. The reality is, does anybody read Workforce Management in here? They just did an article on that, and if you go to the online site, there's a real long response with, from me arguing with some of the other commentators about this issue, because everybody says your CEO wants you to Google the applicants. He doesn't want freaks in his organization. Well, hello, one man's freak is another man's protected class. I mean, you've got all kinds of issues here. As soon as you get on Facebook, you know gender, race, you may know religion. You've got all kinds of issues about these people that you don't want to have in your file. And what's to stop an applicant, or maybe it's union activity. I mean, how many of us have not talked this year? How many of us have been concerned this year about the proposed changes to the labor relations? Anybody in healthcare, I'm sure, has been really nervous about it. And so, what's to stop somebody from creating a profile that shows they were an AFL-CIO member and they've been a past labor union seed and all these other things on their Facebook, so that when you don't hire them, they can say, "You checked my Facebook, didn't you?" And then you just violated the NLRB's guidelines by eliminating them because of their past union activity. So you don't want to do this. That's my short and sweet, is you do not want to do this. If you're going to hire a CEO, a CFO, somebody who's going to be very high profile in your organization, maybe it makes sense to know what's out there on them. But then what I recommend is that you set up a firewall between your employment decision maker and the person doing the research. And you say, here's what we're concerned with. Here's what we're looking for: criminal activity, any activity or participation in organizations that may be adverse to the goodwill of our organization, something that's antithetical to the mission of our organization. And you do the research, and then we're going to send it to somebody either higher up in the management chain or legal counsel, somebody like that, and let them decide its job relatedness, so that hiring manager is never influenced by that information. And we do that research for some of our clients, but most of the time I talk my clients out of it, because it's not really, what you're going to get is not really job related for most positions.